Hi there everyone, it's been a while. Today I'm going to do a little tutorial about Blender. I've been live streaming a lot here lately, and I've been getting some questions about what add-ons and things of that nature that I use, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video and just go ahead and talk about that. I'm still going to be doing GIMP tutorials and things of that nature and stuff like that. I do apologize that it's been a while for all of them. I've just had a lot of things going on in life and things of that nature. But let's go ahead and get started. So here in Blender, I like using pie menus. Now pie menus make things so much easier for me. It's a lot easier to just get things done, a lot less shortcuts to remember, things of that nature, or shortcut keys, I apologize. So some of the pie menus that I use, they are made by this guy here. Let me pull it up. They are made by Cedric Lepiller. He's a French guy. Sorry if I screwed up your last name there, if you ever do come across this video. But here's some of the add-ons that I use. I use the right mouse button pie menu. This is version 2. He don't charge nothing for this, but if you have a couple bucks and you like this product, shoot him a couple bucks. I use Speed Retopo. This is super awesome, and he tells you everything he updates and all this kind of good stuff. The other one that I use is Speed Flow. Now this isn't a free add-on, this is a paid add-on. I got this, and I think it's called the Speed Companion or something of that nature, but you should get it all with this for 15 bucks. So it's Control Shift Q and Shift Q. I'll show you those here in just a second. And then on this Blender artist thread, he released a bunch of other pie menus that he gives away for free, and you just click the link and it takes you to his GitHub. And this is the Python code for them. But what I do is I come back and I click on his scripts Blender right here, and you can see what add-ons he has right here. And so you could go ahead and Wazou View menus. He's got shady menus, pie menus. This is the ones you just click on them, and you could download them like this, or you could just click clone and download all these and just install the ones that you would like to use. So, and then another add-on that I use is the Auto Mirror, and I'm not too sure, I don't remember if it's in Blender now. You don't have to download it or not. You have to check, and I'll show you how to check your add-ons here in just a moment. But if not, I'll go ahead and just leave the link for this down in the description below anyways, and then you guys can go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and jump back over here to Blender. So the pie menus, they are great. They make things a lot easier. A lot of new people that come into Blender, a lot of the times they end up quitting Blender because there's too many shortcut keys, and it's very confusing at first. This, that, and the other. And a lot of the times, I mean, Maya's got Maya LT now, so I think that's like $30 a month. If you got the extra money to pay for that and you think Maya is easier for you to learn, then that's a alternative for Maya LT. But there's a lot of drawbacks with something like that. They don't allow you to use Python and this, that, and the other. So anyways, Blender is a great piece of software. You can make some pretty awesome things with Blender. It just takes a little while. It's just like anything when you're starting out. It takes you a while to learn things, and some people learn things quicker than the others. My best advice is just to practice, and there's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube, not only mine. There's all kinds of tutorials for Blender. Blender has a huge community, and like I said, it's free, so you're free to download this anytime, and it will always be free. I do suggest that if you end up sometime in the future making money off Blender, that you go ahead and you don't have to, but maybe donate to the Blender Cloud or something of that nature. But besides that, these pie menus, they're awesome. So here's the right mouse button right here, and you could click your primitives. You could add a plane, you could add a sphere, all the good stuff that you can add using Shift A. So Shift A, of course, you got more options here. But just right clicking, this is pretty good for if you like to do things with your Wacom tablet or whatever type of art tablet you have. This makes things a lot easier when you're using a pen. So we got the tab. You know, normally when you press tab in Blender, it takes you into edit mode automatically. So, but we have all the options here. So you can go to edit mode. You can go to sculpt. You can go into edit mode with vertex selection or face selection or edge selection. And then you got other modes. You click here. You got vertex paint, texture paint, particle, and weight paint. So you got all those modes in a couple of clicks. And the cool thing about pies is you just press the button and move your mouse over. You don't have to. I mean, you can do it like this and select things. Sometimes I still do that because sometimes I forget where things are. But once you get easier with them, it's easy. Just go in edit mode, edge mode, vertex mode, face mode, object mode, and then sculpt right here, face, limit to visible. You got all these awesome selections here. Also, if you press Shift Z, there's other renders, like you could show and hide the grid. You could put on only renders, so that takes off everything in the scene. Press Shift Z again, take off only render, Shift Z, turn back on the grid. So there's X-ray mode, hidden wire backface, double-sided, auto smooth, all these options here. You can turn on matte caps if you want, and then you can select the matte caps from here instead of going into your in menu over here and selecting them from here. So it's pretty awesome. There's another one. If you press Z, it takes you to all your modes: rendered, wireframe, shade flat. It's got your materials here, shade smooth, then your material, texture, solid, so on and so forth. You can press Q, and it's got your lock camera to view all your views right here. It's got local. You can toggle quad view, full screen view, all that kind of stuff. So quad view, if a lot of you like working in quad view, Blender does have this support. So, and it's Control Alt Q come out of that, or you can just press Q again, and then you can toggle it on and off if you'd like to do it like that. So Q, and then go to view all, and then toggle quad view. So once you learn where everything's at, it makes things a whole lot quicker. You have all these options. And for me, I like working in full screen mode a lot. So if you press Shift Spacebar, it takes you into full screen. And this is the way that I prefer to work, because I don't like having all these menus. And with the speed flow, you got options to your solidify, your tubify, your mirror, your subsurface, bevel, boolean, and arrays, and symmetry, and all this stuff. And it makes it to where you don't need to be have all the menus over there. You could go ahead here. So like if I press Control Shift Q and I add a subsurf, so I just move my mouse over and you see that I can control the subsurf here. So I put on 2, and it gives you other options. And if you see, you got the apply modifier, hide modifier, up, move the up, or move it up or down. In the modifier stack, you could remove the modifier with delete, and exit is the exit course. And then you got optimal display. If you just press S on your keyboard, you press false, true. You can use even open stub div. So if you press D, it turns on open stub div. And so now you're in open stub div mode. And you just need to make sure that you go into your user preferences. Well, actually, yeah, I'll show you that here in just a second. So So there's a lot of cool things that you could do with these, but just remember that these are paid add-ons, so these ones cost you $15. But to me, they are very, very worth it, and $15 is very reasonable, especially after all the other free stuff that he gives you. It's a very reasonable price. So let's go ahead and talk how to install these. So if you go up to File, User Preferences, and click on that, and let me full screen this, you'll see over here inside of Add-Ons. Now this is where all your add-ons are, and there's tons of them. So, and if you just want to search for things like pie menus, so just type in pie, and you'll see the pie menus. So what I have turned on is I got the 3D view Wazou Pie menus, and you'll see that he's got preferences. He shows the key map here, so these are all the keyboard shortcuts for the pie menus that you have here, and I'm pretty sure you could change them if you'd like. So, but I never changed them. I just got everything all memorized already. And then the right-click menu is another one that I use. So he's got all kinds of information, and he tells you how to use all this stuff right here. And so you just scroll through here, and you can see everything that needs to have turned on, and so on and so forth, like loop tools. That's another tool that I use, and that's an add-on that already comes with Blender. So all you just type in is just go up to your search bar and then type in loop tools, so loop, and you'll see it right here. And all you want to do is just turn it on, and loop tools is pretty awesome. And so that's what you do for the pie menus. Now I do suggest pie menus, especially if you don't like remembering all the shortcut keys. And his pie menus, they give you so many more options. I know that you still gotta know the shortcut keys for the pie menus, but it is so worth it. And like I said, it just allows more options there for you. And so I'm going to come through a little bit of my setup. So in the interface, I don't have anything changed in the interface, I don't think. The only thing I got changed for the pie menus is the animation, the recenter timeout. I think I have that on 0, and the confirm threshold I put on 0, and then I turned the radius up just a little bit to 125. So I think that's all that I changed. So you guys could go ahead and pause it here and check these settings if you'd like to use the same setting as mine. You can change your manipulator size right here. You could do, let's see, your display, tooltips, Python tips, all this kind of stuff. I leave all this stuff at a default. Now we come over to editing. Let's see, I think I have all this at default. So this all should be default. And then input, and on input I have let's see, select width. Now when you first download Blender, the select width is going to be with your right mouse button. I'm not sure when they were making Blender who thought that was a good idea, but I don't like it, and I know there's tons upon tons of other people that does not like it. Right click, I mean, we do everything with left click. I mean, if it's not broke, why try to change it? That's my view on the thing. So I always change my select width to the left mouse button, because any kind of other program that you go into, it's always left click that you select with, and it just makes things so much better and so much easier. And if in the future when I do tutorials on Blender and things of that nature, this is what I will have set up. I will have select with the left click, not the right click. Let's see, anything else that I have changed here. And then your add-ons here. And so, like I said, I have those add-ons selected. There's the auto mirror. So auto, you'll see that the mesh auto mirror is turned on, and I will show you how some of these tools work here in just a second. So if you want to install a add-on from Blender, all you'll do is you'll come down here to the bottom down here, and you will see save user settings, install from a zip file and refresh. So you just want to click install from a zip file or from a file, and you just scroll into where your add-ons are, and you'll find an add-on. And it don't matter, you don't have to unzip it, leave it in the zip file. And the newer add-ons nowadays, they all work. You just leave them inside the zip file, and you click on your zip file. Like, I don't remember what the smart cursor is. I'm not going to install it because I don't remember what it is. But all you want to do is just click on your file and then click on install from a file, and it will automatically should pop up over here on your right side. You just click turn it on, and then you go down to the bottom and click save user settings. The next thing is themes. Now I have my own personal theme. This is my theme. I've been working on this theme for quite a long time. I'm changed all these colors. This is another reason why I like Blender. So if you come to themes, you could set up anything and everything to any color that you'd like. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys how to install a theme. So you'll come down here, you'll see save user settings, reset the default theme, install theme. So if I go reset to default theme, you'll see that it's going to change it. So this is the default Blender theme. So if I come out of here and you look here, you'll see that the default is this. And it's not that bad, but me personally, when I'm doing things and stuff like that, I work in 3D a lot. Now this theme is not that bright, but bright themes hurt my eyeballs. And after a while, if you're in it for say 6, 7, 8 hours working on it, eventually it's going to wear your eyes down. So I like working in dark themes. It's just easier on my eyeballs and things of that nature. So I just come back here and open this back up, and I have my theme, this one right here, and so you see that right there. But I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys how to install a theme. So you just want to click down here at the very bottom, you'll see install theme, and you just click on it and you go and find where you have a downloaded theme. And let's see here, I think I got, yeah, right here. So this one is one that I downloaded. I found it on DeviantArt, and this theme is I don't know, but we'll go ahead and install it and you'll see. So you'll see that it brightened a lot of things up. And if we come and look at the interface, now this is a theme that I could not work in for a very long time. Maybe if I made the background darker, it might be cool, but I don't know. If you're into pink and blue, it's not really that bad of a looking theme, but I don't know, it's just super like out there, and it I don't know. So but that's how you install a theme. And all you want to do is you just want to come back and you want to click down here at the bottom, click save user settings if this is the theme that you want to use. But for me, I'm going to go back to my theme, and let's see here. So do I have anything else in here? I don't think so. So I think that's all for themes. Just remember, if you find themes online that you want to use, that's how you install them. And just remember, before you close out of here and close Blender, to always save your user settings, because if you don't save your user settings, anything that you installed or turned on and you hadn't saved it, once you close Blender and open it back up, your settings are not going to be there. You'll have to go through and do everything all over again. So just make sure after you change anything that you want to do to Blender in here in the user preferences, always click save user settings. Let's see, so back to file. Now I have Photoshop set up for my image editor. You can set up your render output, like you can set up a file, like if you're rendering animations and stuff, this automatically will go into that file. You can set fonts that you'd like. You go ahead and set your directory for fonts. So like if you're using the text tool, which I haven't done that yet, I've been lazy. Also textures, you can set your file for textures, render output, scripts, temp, render cache. I always leave this one at default. And then I have the animation player set up to custom, and I have it set to this right here, DJV, and that's another image editor that's free out there. So if you just search DJV on Google, you should find it. Let's see, anything else? I don't think so. And then we'll come to system, and I have region overlap turned on. And what that does is, if I pop up these menus, the T and N menu, you'll see here, if I expand this out, or you should see, and I move this over a little bit, you should see that it's see-through. So that's basically all it does. It makes it see-through. It's a lot easier when you're editing and stuff, because sometimes these could be over here, but you need them opened or whatever, and you need to see something, and then that way you can still see your scene over there if you need these open. But most of the time I have these closed most of the time, and I try to work in full screen as much as I can. Like I said, that's just the way I like to work, and it makes things a lot easier, and it gives me more screen space, and yada yada yada. So let's come back over here to user preferences. I have region overlap ticked on, and now if you have a graphics card, so NVIDIA graphics card or AMD, you'll want to click on CUDA, select your graphics card, and click on Save User Settings. Open Subdiv I got it on GLSL Compute. You could try these, the CPU Open MP, the GSL Transform, but I use GLSL Compute. It seems to work just fine when you're using Open Subdiv. Open Subdiv was created by, I think, Disney, I believe, or Pixar, one of them. I think it's Disney though. And it just allows you when you put on the subdivision modifier. So like here I have the subdivision modifier turned on, but we turn on Open Subdiv. So if we come over here to the modifiers, you'll see that the Use Open Subdiv is turned on, and it just means that it will render a lot quicker inside of your viewport. And let's see, I think that is it. So after all those changes, you just click on Save User Settings, close your user settings, and you'll be good. Anytime you close down Blender and open it back up, you should see it pop up. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about was some of the add-ons I have installed. So we got Auto Mirror, so it should be in Tools under Auto Mirror. And this just makes it quick. You'll just come here and you can click on Auto Mirror, and it'll automatically do everything for you. It's great. It's got a threshold. You could do the orientation positive or negative. So this is all positive. X, Y, or Z. You could change this to negative, X, Y, or Z, and it will slice it in half depending on what axes you chose. And it's good. This is good for when you're doing like character faces or anything really that you don't mind it having symmetry. So if we put on the x-axis, you'll see that it mirrored it along the x-axis. So now anytime we come in here and we make a change, you'll see that it gets mirrored on the other side. So you bring this down some and make you a little heart or something like that. And you'll see that it's mirrored now. So you'll see if we come over here to the modifier stack, you'll see that it automatically puts a mirror for you. So that's a great one to have on. And if I come back over here and I go Shift A, and let's just add a cube. Now this is where the controller companion gets awesome, because it's got a mirror here. You press Shift and you could add axes. So I can press Shift Z and it'll add that axis. Shift Y, it'll add that axis. And you'll see here now that if I drag this out in any direction, that it's got a mirror on it, and it makes things pretty awesome and makes things much quicker. So anything that we do to this cube now, it will get mirrored over. Add a bevel. So we adjust the bevel. I'll bring this down to, say, that right there, and I'll press D, and I'll add 4 segments. Then I'll press F for the profile, and we'll bring the profile down to about 45 or 50, and we'll press S again, just like that. And now you'll see that we got some nice beveled edges, and it makes it look pretty nice. And you'll see that we're getting weird shading artifacts though, and part of that might be because we need to delete this face. So let's delete that face. Let's delete this face, just like that, and we'll press Z and you'll go back into solid mode. You'll see that it fixed some of those mistakes there. We can press Z and go back into wireframe, and we need to delete this face. We don't need it because these are all going to be connected. And press Z, go back into solid, and you'll see that it fixed a lot of those shading issues there. And you'll see that we got a little bit of a problem right here on this edge, but that's because of the bevel modifier. And we just go in there and we take the bevel off that edge, and it won't have that. But anyways, it's a quick and easy way. Let's see, show high grid. This thing's too big. Scale it down. Yeah, okay. Let's scale it down some so we can see the grid. So that's the auto mirror, and that's a cool add-on that I use a lot. Let's see, another one that I use a lot is the loop tools. So if we press Shift A, and let's go ahead and add a cube, and let's just go ahead and press W, and you'll see that you get your loop tools in your W menus. So we got bridge, circle, curve, flatten, G stretch, loft, relax, and space, subdivide once, twice, and then press subdivide one more time. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. So if I come here and I press W and we go to loop tools, we'll go to circle, and everything's still the same like we had it before. Let's do the auto mirror now. Now it's mirroring on the right axis. So now we can click here, and we could go ahead and press X and delete faces. So it's deleted on all sides, just like that. And we come back here, and let's go ahead and let's apply this mirror. So if we come in here under edge mode and we select all these edges by holding down Alt, and then come back over here and press Shift and then Alt and select these edges. Now if we press W, loop tools, and we go to bridge, it should bridge these two together. So loop tools are really awesome, and they work pretty good. So now if we come back here and we go ahead and add a subsurf, we can do 2, and we can come in here and deselect everything, and let's go ahead and press tab, and let's press Control Shift Q again, and we go to adjust bevel, and let's go ahead and press the up key to move this up. So, and press D, and let's add, do like 4 segments. Let's press F, and let's put the weight down to about 50, just like that. And let's go ahead and press S again, and let's play with radius on this thumb, or the bevel width, I'm sorry. And that looks good to me. So let's come out of there, and you'll see that bevel went in here and it did bevel some things that we don't want beveled. So I'm going to go ahead and select these edges here. And I'm going to go ahead and come over here to my in menu, and let's go ahead and turn off mean bevel width. We don't want that. And let's turn it off for this one too. That way we get a complete circle. I missed another one here. Make sure we turn all these off. And now you'll see that we got a nice circle going through this square here. It's got some nice beveled edges. And it looks good. So we press Shift Z, show high grid. So these are just some of the tools, my normal day-to-day basic tools that I use inside of Blender here. I just wanted to make this little bit of a quick tip video. I'm not sure, it's about 30 minutes or so, and explain a few of these tools and show you guys how to install them and things of that nature. That way when you see me streaming inside of Blender or just making tutorials inside of Blender, you guys know a little bit about most of the tools that I use. I'm sure that there's a lot of tools that I am missing and I'm not showing now, but that's because I have plans for later in the future doing tutorials on those tools. But for the basic navigation and things of that nature, these are the tools that I use every day. And I hope that you guys find some use out of this tutorial and give these a try. And let me know how you like them down in the comments below. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.